just thankful that I'm here. Well, I'm starting this vlog off by saying I decided to go for a dinner beside the lake. My van wouldn't start and I have no clue what happened. I don't know if something got jiggled. My friend come out and see if he could give me a boost to get my battery started. I had to call BCAA and they arrived. It was, I think, a 2.5 hour wait, so I had my heater on and I was staying warm, and it started to get dark, and then some people arrived in their car, and I don't know what they were up to, but it soon turned into something quite different, and I was there all alone and there was nothing I could do about it, because I thought if I make myself not known or that I seen anything, then maybe things will dull down. And at one point this vehicle came and parked right in front of my van with the lights on, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. And at first I'm like, please just keep going, just keep going. So I stayed quiet. I had a little bit of a peek hole out in front to see what was going on, and they stayed in their vehicle right in front of my van for about, turned their car around and went right back into the same spot where they were before. So I was on high alert. I'm gonna say, well, it seemed like an eternity, but it was probably only a couple of minutes or 3 minutes that they stayed in front of my vehicle. And then I heard the car move, and I'm like, phew, they're leaving. Like, they didn't get out to investigate or anything like that. So I had a plan in my head if something bad was to happen. So I put my phone in the front seat. Sure enough, they called, and I poked my head out long enough to take the call, and they were about 25 minutes away. So I thought, okay, at worst, if anything bad happens, somebody's coming out and they're on their way. So that kind of gave me a little bit of reassurance that everything was okay. But it also made me think about maybe I need to get some other things in place to for my safety. And not that if I had a thing where I could call emergency, you know, they wouldn't be there instantly. Whatever would happen anyways. But anyways, I was just thankful that I could get cell service. The area was known not to get, and I probably had clear skies, and I was just in a little spot where it could come through, and honestly, that's the only thing that saved my butt from getting off of the lake and down into the city again. Anyways, the BCAA turned up, and the local tow truck came, and he tried to boost my van, and he listened to it. He goes, that's not anything to do with your battery. He says, it's your fuel filter that's gone wonky. And he says, I'll just give it a knock and you try to start it. And I'm like, how did you know that? He goes, yeah, I've been around a while. So anyways, I learned something new, that if, like, everything seemed like it was gonna start it. I'm gonna show you exactly what it's doing. Never thought, okay, fuel's not getting to it. So anyways, he gave it a good knock. He knocked it pretty hard, and it finally turned over, and he said, I'll follow you down just to make sure you get out of town. I wasn't too far out of town. It's like 25 minutes, so it wasn't that long of a drive, but it was a logging road. So I got back down, and I'm trying to think, what should I do? It's working good now, but then he said to me, if I turn it off, it could do the same thing, not start again. So I'm like, oh, it's the long weekend. We're closed Friday and Monday this week, and there's no way that I can get it fixed. So I'm trying to think of something that I could do, and finally I just had to make the decision just to go out to my daughter's, which was an hour away, and just park out there and hope for the best. And at worst, I thought, if I need another tow into town or a lift, then I'll have to call BCAA again. But here I am, just waiting at my daughter's on her property. But it did make me think about some of the features or some of the things that I have to do maybe to ensure my safety a bit better. I've never been scared before in my van, but the behavior of these two people, there was no indication that they were checking up on me. Like, they didn't get out of their vehicle and say, hey, we're just checking up on you, making sure you're fine. You know, it just could look so many different ways. So I'm not trying to read any deeper into that situation, but I had to take precautions that I've never had to take before. And it is real. It can happen to anybody. And of course I expected it, that it could happen at any time. And not when my vehicle broke down. The scenario of my vehicle breaking down and me not being in cell service, but having lucked out to have a little pocket of cell service to reach out and ask for help. And honestly, I'd still be up there right now at this very second if that happened. I'm gonna get one of those things where I can call for emergency help. That's my next thing on my list. And of course now I have to fix my fuel filter and get that all squared away, and it will happen next week sometime. I'm thankful that I'm here. I'm at my daughter's and everything went really smoothly. And my van didn't give me troubles on the way down the hill or anything, so that was really, really good. So, and I parked my van, got it all squared up, and I turned it off, and I thought I'm just gonna start it again to see if it will start, and it did. So I'm hoping that I can book an appointment and get to my appointment and get that finished out. I know my tank has to be dropped. The fuel tank, it's at about half full, and hopefully I can get it down to a quarter of a tank by the time be fixed and serviced. So I'm telling you. Anyways, that's my story and I'm sticking to it, but it was a good story. I don't want to put fright into anybody, but those are situations that are real and can happen to anybody in van life. So you have to think about it and think about it seriously. I have a few things in place, but I know that I need to go that one extra step and get a device that will help me when I am stranded out in the backcountry. I need to get that in order for me to go into the backcountry. Or another option is to always go with a friend. But you know, I don't always have that option. That is going to be my vlog entry this week. I know it's not exciting. It was just a storytelling, but it is real and something that to give some thought to somebody who's out there thinking about van life. It doesn't scare me off. It's not gonna say I can't do van life. No, that's not gonna happen. I love my van and I love van life. It's just that it's gonna come with some bumps and valleys and highs and lows along the way. So it's gonna just have to ride it out and make the best of it. So cheers to all of you guys. I hope all of you are enjoying this long weekend. I'm staying put and I'm okay with that. Jake loves running around at my daughter's property, so he's in his glory, running around the yard and being a silly cat, as he usually is, and I get to spend time with family, so it works out either way. So if you're new to my channel, my name's Renee and my cat's name is Jake, and we are solo van lifers and we absolutely love doing van life. So if you like what you see, if you are interested in van life or anything about van life, whether it's the plain Jane daily life to going out and traveling into the backcountry, all of that, this is the channel for you. I show little things about how I've fixed my van, how I did it on a budget, and have gotten as far as I have with my van built in. It's still a van in process, as you can see. There's lots of stuff that needs to be done yet, and that will be done along the way, and I'll show you how to do that. So please subscribe, and remember, go out there and be the best you, and always give something of yourself to somebody out there in this world, because that will speak more to you than them. So have a great day, and we'll catch up next time.